Okay, we're live. Okay, you coming in ready?
Oh, we should be good.
Okay, so live, Pack Lapadat, Randy, and today we got Sam Calhoun. A great showing at the U.S. Nationals. Everybody was super hyped for the 63 kilo women. We did a preview show with Joey Flex, and we were saying, like, in terms of lead-in for the for the whole U.S. Nationals, 63 kilo women had everybody hyped up. I mean, you guys are coming in there with like super tight nominations, and everybody's expecting this huge battle. And I mean, you guys delivered, and we didn't even know the background story with Jen Thompson coming back from a crazy injury like that. So how was it feeling coming off that? I mean, you and Kirsten Dunsmore have turned into one of the better rivalries in terms of our sport right now.
I mean, coming from it was bittersweet, obviously. I mean, we all came with one goal. The goal was to win.
Yeah, true.
I can't be mad about my performance because I gave a give.
Yeah.
But it was so bittersweet.
You're, in particular, because you were 9 for 9, right?
Right.
In every single, you could not have picked better attempts. I swear to God, every single time you came in for those third attempts, I was watching them with my girlfriend, I was like, holy smokes, man, they were fights, and you fought. There was not a kilo left. You got everything out of yourself. Like, that was like the perfect meet for you. Was that like the perfect meet that you could have asked for?
That I could have asked for? No, because all those attempts were my conservative attempts.
Really?
So,
no kidding.
They're plan B.
Ah, okay.
You know, so I don't understand why they were so hard.
Yeah.
A lot of factors go into that.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Did you cut weight for these competitions?
Not purposely.
No?
I have an issue with keeping on weight come meet time.
Yeah. Do you ever have to cut water or anything like that?
No.
Oh, okay.
So I typically walk around 138, 140.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so basically the week of the meet, I kind of try to watch what I'm eating. Mm-hmm. It's never like a true cut.
Yeah.
But somehow, some way, I still weigh in too light.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
Right. Which is to my advantage because I went off body weight.
I was just about to say, that was a blessing in disguise. All's well that ends well, right? So how did you start out with weightlifting? At what age did you start weightlifting at?
College.
No kidding. And how old are you right now?
So, and even in college, I wasn't serious about it. I mean, we lifted for track, but it was kind of like just a second workout, afterthought.
Yeah.
So I wasn't into it until after I graduated.
And how old were you when you first started lifting?
18. Yeah,
wow.
18.
Okay. Yeah, that's still fairly young. And then, do track athletes, what kind of track did you run? Were you like a 100 meter or?
Stringer, yes. So 100, 200 relays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but when I say lifted, I mean like 95-pound squat, like nothing crazy.
Ah,
and
gotcha.
probably to death. Like it was nothing, like literally the bare minimum.
Yeah. Do track athletes normally do lifting up? Because it would help, no? Or do track athletes?
It does help. However, like we had an issue with being sore.
Yeah.
We woke up at 6:30 a.m. We lifted. Then you have to go a whole day of classes, and then you had practice in the afternoon.
Ah, yeah.
6:30, you don't want to be there.
Yeah. That's true.
You have to run later.
Yeah.
To be sore.
Yeah.
And 3.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
And 3, we all ate like shit. So it was like gaining weight, and we just blamed it on the weights. So that was the main thing.
Yeah. So did you guys do, when you were doing track, was it like squats and bench, or did you have no even use for bench press?
We did squats and we did bench, but mainly cleans.
Yeah.
Hang cleans, mainly.
For explosiveness?
Right. And we even did quarter squats. That was actually in the program, quarter squats.
To just like load up a little more weight, or?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, no kidding.
Blur at this point. It's been so long.
Yeah. So how did you end up finding powerlifting then?
A few guys in the gym. Well, I found powerlifting because when I started grad school, one of my classmates, he was into lifting. Mm-hmm. So, he was into powerlifting, bodybuilding. So every time he had to present research, it was on those things. Mm. So just listening to him, listening to his research, I was like, oh shit, I can do that.
Yeah.
And Instagram became popular, so I started following some girls. I'm like, oh, I can do what they're doing.
Yeah.
It just gave me something to train for, really.
You know, it's funny, like that's how my girlfriend got into it as well, as through Instagram, where social media, for powerlifting in particular, it's just exploded with powerlifting.
Right.
You know, some sports, it helps out a little bit, but like powerlifting on social media is huge for us in terms of like exposure, and you know, everybody goes on the Instagram, these powerlifting accounts blowing up, obviously. But so who are some of the people that you started following when you first found powerlifting?
I was following, so the first couple was Katie Ann.
Yeah, she's popular.
Deanna Kapar.
Yeah.
You know, I know that was the first two, and I was like, oh, you know, they still had a great physique. They were strong. You know,
yeah.
You know, so that really what got me into it.
Is Katie Ann, yeah. And then when you started powerlifting, did you get a coach, or how did you get involved in terms of the training aspect?
So first it came like, I want to get stronger. So I remember October 2015, I told my classmate, the one I just mentioned, I was like, I want to get stronger. And so he kind of wrote me out a program for a few months. I followed that. And then after that, it was like, okay, yes, I'm getting stronger. That's cool, but what now?
Yeah.
You know? And there was a guy at the gym, he was affiliated with USAPL, and he was like, oh, there's a meet coming up in a few months. You guys should do it.
Yeah.
Sure, all right, we'll sign up.
Yeah.
Signing up for the meet kind of gave me a reason to train, reason to go to the gym, work out.
Did he help you with like squat technique, deadlift technique in terms of that, or?
Honestly, you know, so he helped a lot, and in a moment, I didn't realize how much he was helping. Because he would say, like, Sam, you need to go lower. And I'm like, slow enough. And I'm like every advice he gave me, I didn't appreciate it in the moment.
Yeah.
So then when I finally got a coach, and I'm like, oh, shit, this guy told me that a year ago.
Yeah.
All these clubs are like that, you know? So it's like, just, you know, young, arrogant, naive, stupid.
So when you first...
So if I would have listened to him...
When you had your first meet, what year was it that you had your first meeting?
It was August 2016 or
holy smokes!
Or 15.
So you moved quick in the sport.
Yeah, so it was 16.
So you moved quick. So after that, did you have?
16. Yeah, so pretty new. This is my second year. This is my second nationals.
And you've already hit a 500 Wilks. That's crazy. That's crazy progress. Do you, so now that you've come in second in your weight class, and your weight class was uber competitive, and you're in the 500 Wilks already, I know sometimes they take 2 people per weight class. Are they looking at possibly, could you hop on a world team now, or is that a possibility, do you know?
So right now, I'm the first alternate. Oh. So if someone can't go, then that's in line with me.
Nice.
So,
and is that regardless of weight class who can't go? Or does it
that's regardless of weight class.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, no kidding. So your very first competition, what were the numbers you were hitting?
So squat was 297, bench 165, and deadlift 402.
Oh, whoa. And now your numbers?
So I think so now it's 352 squat.
Holy smoke.
226 bench, and 468 deadlift.
And has deadlift always been kind of your bread and butter in terms of, right from the get-go? Were you always pulling sumo?
I started with conventional, and I'll always, every time I went to max out, I'll always miss it at lockout.
Yeah.
And then one day a guy in the gym was like, hey, you should try sumo. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, try it. And that same way I missed 3 times conventional, I hit it sumo.
Oh,
and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the first time I tried sumo before, and it just felt awkward. I'm like, oh, this, you know.
Yeah.
But at that point, when I was desperate, I was like, okay, we're going to stick with sumo.
The thing with sumo, it's so much more technical than people realize. It's such a more technical lift than I think conventional. You can mess up your sumo a whole lot easier than you can, even at the top in terms of the teetering and the lockout and whatnot, right? So when people think sumo's easier, they haven't tried sumo. I can't sumo for shit. Sumo is 50% of my conventional, so it's definitely not easier for anyone watching to pull sumo.
It definitely comes with its own demons, so I'll say that.
Yeah, no doubt. So after your first competition, you were saying actually, we did a little back and forth leading into this, that you had actually got injured?
Yeah, so I got injured leading to last year's nationals. So I did a competition in August. And that was it for the year. And then that following February, I did a meet. That wasn't USAPL, it was SPF. So after my first meet, I was still in grad school, you know. So I was like, okay, I did the meet, cool, fine and dandy. And then I like experimented with Olympic lifting.
Yeah.
And that was cool. But it wasn't, can go from elite to mediocre, you know.
Yeah.
So like a little mediocre Olympic lifter.
Yeah.
Didn't catch my attention for too long.
Yeah.
So then a friend convinced me again to do a meet in February, a local meet at Bruce Strength, SPF. So I did that. I was like, oh, I'm pretty good at this. So then at that point, I was like, I should get a coach. Yeah. I see my potential. You know, I want to be the best. I can be the best, but I need some guidance. I just knew I need guidance. So March 2016, that's when I hired Kabuki Strength to coach me.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so I was under Brandon Sin for a while.
And how was that?
It was great. Yeah. You know, it was awesome to actually like follow a like legit program. Yeah. I always had trouble. One, I always had trouble following my own program that I had written up. Yeah. And two, I always had trouble following the program off the internet. Because as soon as it got hard, I was like, oh, this is not for me.
Yeah. It's a whole other different level. It's a whole other different level of accountability when you got a coach you got to answer to. Does he? Would it be an RPE or a percentage-based program?
It was all percentage-based.
Okay.
And the RPE aspect was the velocity tracker.
Oh, okay. So if it starts slowing down in velocity, you drop the weight a little bit?
Right.
Ah, got you. So do you actually have a velocity tracker with you there? Is that how that works?
Yeah, I mean, I had it. I used to use it.
No shit.
I stopped using it. That's why I got hurt, because I stopped paying attention to it. That's slowing down, but I'm still lifting the weight.
Yeah. So how do I've seen a couple of those, right? So are you familiar with those, Randy? So those work, I guess, because everybody's a little bit different. So you just find out, you find out what your average velocity is when you're nearing your certain percentage, and you got to try to maintain that, or how do those things work? So
when we first connected, me and Brandon, I had to max out, and I had to track my velocity as I was maxing out. Okay. Like basically, at each percentage, there's a certain velocity range according to it. So then he does a velocity profile. Okay. So when he goes to write my program, is the percentage has a corresponding velocity. So he's okay. You can do 5x6 at this weight while maintaining this speed. It was a range, and if the speed drops, obviously you should drop the weight. Yeah. You know, see, I've never personally seen a program like that with a velocity tracker, the whole nine. So it's kind of different, but it's a way of keeping your RPEs like honest. You know, because how many times? No, it was very accurate. However, when you admit set, you can't predict fatigue. Yeah. You know, so unless you have someone there, you know, telling you like, okay, you're approaching failure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then it becomes one of those, you know, when you're doing RP, sometimes you're like, I had two more in me, I know I did. Right. But when you see the video and everyone around you, you're like, I don't know if you had two in you. That velocity tracker really isn't going to lie. Numbers don't lie. It's going to say, man, your velocity dropped off. I would say it was very accurate. Yeah. So when you injured yourself, how exactly did you do that, and what injury was it? So I did the meet in February. I hired Kabuki in March. So from March to July, I was training for a meet. July's meet, I bombed out. Was that because you were injured? No, I wasn't injured yet. Okay. So what happened there? So we had big goals that meet. I think the goal was to squat 360, bench 220, and deadlift 460. Wowzers! This was a year ago. Those are big goals. Wow! And no doubt in my mind, I couldn't achieve these goals. Like, I was 100% confident that I could achieve these goals. Yeah. Oh, plus 500 Wilks. Holy shit! Yeah, that's crazy. Week leading up to the meet, you know, I'm like, all right, I want to get the Wilks. You know, the lighter I can weigh in, the better. Yeah. Lighter I can weigh in, the better. So I'm like watching what I'm eating, and I'm watching the scale drop. Yeah. Like, but it was like, sweet. Scale's dropping, cool, because that'll help my Wilks. Yeah. You know, mindset. But what? So I was training around 136, 137. I weighed in 131. Ooh, that's a big drop. So this was like a week span.
And that's not even water weight. That's straight for real body weight.
Oh, yeah, that was body weight. That was like reducing my calories. And now you're even realizing it, you know, just under eating.
Like that in terms of, like that's a big percentage drop. Yeah, you'll feel the strength loss right there if it happens that suddenly. So when you walked into the meet, you just weren't feeling it?
So I weighed in. I was like, oh, you know, I seen the weight. I was like, oh, cool, sweet. It's going to be an easy day.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Body weight is good in my head. Body weight is good. We 131, which is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
So I took my opener, which was 314, 319.
Yeah.
And I cut depth.
Yeah.
So that was something I struggled with for the longest.
Yeah.
So I cut it. But I was like, oh, the weight moved.
Yeah.
You know, weight move, cut up. Let's go up.
Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, that's always dicey.
No, we got up anyway. Cool.
Yeah, that's always dicey, but okay.
So I went from 314, 319 to 336.
Woo, that's a dicey.
I was confident with 336. I hit it in the gym like a few times prior. I'm like, you know, this is another day. Yeah. So I'm like, but I'm gonna bury this one because I just got caught with depth. Yeah. So now I gotta sink it.
Yeah.
It crushed me.
Oh! No!
Just like buried me.
No! Oh no!
So then I'm like, okay, well, all right. Shit's getting real.
Oh, shit's getting real. Shit's getting real.
You know, I'm like, all right, get your mind right.
Really? Okay.
Took it for the third attempt.
Yeah.
Same thing, just crushed me.
Yeah.
It was one of those feelings like I didn't plan for that. You know, I didn't plan to. It was horrible.
Yeah.
It was funny because later, throughout that whole entire meet, people was coming up to me like, oh, congrats on the meet. I'm like, you didn't watch the meet. You're
like, get the fuck out of my face. You didn't even pay attention, did you? That's when you call someone else, like, you're just being nice for the sake of being nice. You have no idea what you're saying.
Right. The meet director, he was like, you know, you can finish the meet. You know, you can't get a total, but you can finish. And I was like, nah, you know, that's not me. I'm not going to just do it just to do it.
Yeah. Plus, sometimes you can almost chase bad money. It started off wrong. Like, I know maybe some people are like, well, maybe you'll feel better if you rebound a little, but if you know you're not feeling it and it's not there that day, it's like, man, it's just going to be a shitty day altogether. You don't want to prolong
it. It could just be demoralizing.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was trying to say. It's like, man, look at my strength isn't where it's supposed to be. Yeah. I don't want to continue this day. I want to wrap it up.
So, you know, the risk of getting injured, risk my confidence going even more south.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, let's just walk away from this one. Yeah. But that was definitely the turning point in my lifting career, that moment.
Well, that's just it. Like, you think about how much you learn from, like, all right, look, in the future, like you know, if my body weight was nose diving like that, or like you miss an attempt, I mean, you learn only by doing it, right? Sometimes you got to go through these rough patches. And at the very least, that happened at a local meet. That didn't happen on like the USAPL Raw Nationals, or if you're on a world team. So after that meet, so you're back into training, and is it then that you injured yourself?
So after that meet, I still need to qualify for nationals.
Oh shit! Okay.
I still need to qualify in total.
Yeah.
And I don't need just any qualifying total. I want to make prime time. Respectable qualifying total.
Yeah.
You know, so this is July. This is July. Nationals in October.
Mm-hmm.
You know, right
now.
You got
no time.
Yeah, the meet calendar is very slim.
Yeah.
So we found a meet in Pennsylvania, which is like 5 hours away.
Ooh, okay.
So 3 weeks later, I did that meet.
And how'd that go?
That went well.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
So that meet we went 8 for 9.
Okay.
4 for circa.
Yeah. Good.
So instead of that 360 squat, we ended at 325.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good.
209 bench or 203 bench.
Yeah.
And then 446 deadlift.
Okay. So is that good enough to make you on prime? That hit you on prime time?
Yep. So that was enough to put me number 2 in the rankings leading up to nationals.
At least right there, within 3 weeks, you could rebound and get the confidence back up, which is good. You got lucky there. That's good. So then,
yeah, got lucky.
Yeah.
So training calendar kind of took a hit because now we gotta like speed drive everything.
Yeah.
Because the time between prepping for nationals just got cut.
Yeah, big time, drastically.
Meet back to back.
Yeah, you're rocking and rolling big time. Your calendar's crazy.
So 5 weeks leading to nationals, just a regular training session. I had 402 for a top set for a double. And the first rep went up, and something just like cracked and popped.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that didn't feel right.
Yeah. This is bad. We did some damage. Yeah.
Yeah. So I shut it down. I was like, I know that wasn't right. Shut it down. I benched. I was able to bench. Later that day, I went to the chiropractor, got adjusted, and then by that night, I couldn't even bend over.
Oh no.
Couldn't even bend over to the point that I had to ask the coworker to like set up my clients' exercises. Like, hey, can you set this stuff up for me and show them how to do it?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
So this was on a Friday. Throughout the weekend, I regained range of motion. By Monday, I could touch my toes. You know. So
you can put your socks on.
I put my socks on. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
So I did things I could do, like step-ups, leg press, things that didn't cause me pain.
Yeah.
So coming around to the following Friday, deadlift it again. I'm like, all right, we're 4 weeks out from nationals. Like,
shit.
I have goals. Like, my goal at that point was still to win nationals.
Yeah.
This is not the time to like get mental. We gotta go. At the time Friday was around, I felt good. Full range of motion. I could do the movements.
Yeah.
So I warming up for deadlifts, 135, 225, 315 didn't even touch the ground. I'm like, okay. I know it's mental though, I'm like, it's mental. I know it.
Okay.
So I shut it down. I did stuff that I could do.
Yeah.
And later at night as I was driving back to work, I kind of gave myself that pep talk. Like, don't be a little mental midget. Finish this workout. We're going to finish this workout.
Oh shit.
So after I trained my clients, I loaded it up. So 135, 225, 315, 405, the exact same weight.
Yeah.
Same thing happened.
Yeah. What? No.
At this time, it wasn't, okay, let's just pack up and do something else. Like, I couldn't even move.
Oh my God, you're on the floor. You're like, give me my keys. Someone call me Bernie. Get a stretcher.
Pack my bags for me. Can you just wait and pack my bag? Like, that was...
Oh, no, Sam.
Like, at that moment, like, powerlifting was dead to me. I was like, this is not worth it.
Wow. See, that's the thing. Like, when you get hurt, it's especially when you got a meet around the corner, it's so tempting to come back. You're like, I can't take time off. And you got no idea, like, it's such a tough decision to make, right? Because you're stuck.
Later that day, I emailed Brandon. I was like, hey, thanks for everything.
But I ever tell you? I'm out, mic drop. That's it. I'm in a wheelchair right now, and this life is not fun. But did you pull out of those U.S. Nationals?
I didn't. So I didn't pull out because, first of all, everything was already paid for. Yeah. Plane tickets, hotel, registration, already paid for. So I kind of like, it was just, I couldn't pull out. It was what I wanted to, and in my head, I wasn't going to compete.
Yeah.
I was telling all my friends I wasn't going to complete. I shut down training. I started bullshitting and benching every day, and just, I stopped my program.
Yeah.
But my friends were like, yes, you're going to compete. You're Sam. You're going to compete. You're Sam. You can just go there and be hurt and still do good. I'm like, it's not about doing good. My goal is to win.
Yeah.
My goal is to national meet to just show up.
Yeah.
And this point, I couldn't even squat. Like, so 135 wasn't even going up.
So those last 4 weeks, did you just totally, like, none of the main lifts?
So the first week or two, no main lifts. Like, I was just doing, like, bullshit, like step-ups, leg press, lunges. Bench. So I was benching.
At least you had that. That's one.
Yeah. And then I got back to the bar, I stepped back to deadlifts, just working up slowly, like 135, 185, just taking what I could take.
Yeah.
Each week, just kind of like, just adding a little bit more to the bar.
But you only got 4 weeks, though. It's like no time.
Yeah. No time. And I reached out to Rory, one of my friends. She's a PT, and her advice to me was just like, keep it below RPE 8. Lift like you're hurt, like meaning like be conscious, wear your belt, be smart, and don't try to be a hero. Like, don't try to have a comeback story.
Yeah, exactly.
So then I came to this crossroad because after a couple weeks, things started to feel good.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, things are feeling back to normal. Like, do I attempt 400 now?
Yeah.
Or do I just wait until I get to nationals and fall out on the platform?
Yeah. Like, especially because you bombed out before. That's the shit that's going to be on your mind. You're like, I don't even know where I'm at.
Yeah. So, like, attempting 405 in that gym was like, that was scary.
Yeah. So you did attempt it.
I did it. I did a week. I think it was a week or 2 out. It was 2 weeks out because a week out I hit 430.
Oh, okay. So you started rebounding.
I hit the 405, so that mental, like, you're injured, you're hurt, kind of like went out the window.
Yeah.
Like after that, I was like, okay, we probably could do this.
We're back on track.
Back on track. We could do this.
Yeah.
And that second week, the week right before nationals, I hit 430.
So now you feel like you're right back on track and into this.
All right, we actually could compete. We could do something with this.
Yeah. And in that Raw Nationals, I can't remember. So I'm trying to remember what happened on there. You hit top 5, right?
Yeah, I got third at that one.
Okay, yeah. So you were already on the podium. Okay, that's pretty good for your first, especially in the USAPL Raw Nationals. Crazy thick, crazy.
Yeah. So then I go through all that, So I'm like, first I went from not wanting to compete to actually like, all right, let's compete. We can do this. We came up with a game plan. All right, we execute this game plan. We could do something.
Yeah.
I hit my first attempt. All white lights, we're good to go. But my hip popped. So I came off the platform. I was like, man, my hip just popped. So the guy who's handling me, he's worried because obviously I just came off an injury.
Yeah.
So he's talking to me, I'm talking to him, and then my other friend came up to us like, hey, did you guys put in Sam's second attempt? And we look at each other like,
oh no, you're too worried about the injury. Yeah.
Then we go from like 300 to 305 for a second. So now my total is like screwed.
Yeah.
So we took that, and then I had to go to the back, take 315, so we could make some type of sizable jump.
Yeah.
So we went from 305 to 325. I cut depth on that.
Oh.
So I missed that. Bench, I think I went 1 for 3 on bench, just because the strength just wasn't there.
Yeah.
I weighed in light that day as well, 131 or something. And then deadlift, the lift that let me down throughout training, that's the one that showed up on the platform.
Oh, okay. So you ended well, got a little momentum.
Yeah. I started off rough, and even though I went 2 for 3 on squats and my total sucked, I was still fourth going into bench.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, after all of that, after getting injured, after missing my attempt on squat, I'm still fourth.
Yeah.
That's national meet.
Yeah. No, especially your first nationals.
The cockiness, humble but cockiness, because at that point you have to find something within you to keep going.
Yeah.
I was like, we're still fourth, not a bad position to be in.
No, not at all. It's definitely worth your while to have shown up.
Right.
So you finished off in third.
Even though we screwed squats over, it kind of kept me going forward.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't think about the injury when I was deadlifting,
So that was 2016, and you finished on third. And then moving into 2017, and this year really is when you and Kirsten, I don't think I've ever seen two people this neck and neck. Didn't you guys enter in with the same total? In 2 competitions in a row, the exact same total, you had the same nomination. Like, you guys are like as neck and neck I've ever seen, and you were just maintaining it. Like all
right, so 2016, we actually ended with the same total.
Ah, okay.
In 2016, we had never competed against each other, but we still ended with the same total.
Yeah, a little foreshadowing to this story.
Yeah, in 16. And I always joke with her, even before I met her, I was like, hey, I'll give you my deadlift if you give me your squat.
Yeah, no shit. And then we did Jen's bench, and you got the super soldier.
And then we finally got to compete against each other in July in Atlanta. She flew across the country to compete, and we once again ended with the exact same total. I just went off body weight.
Yeah. And that's and that's been kind of like the deciding factor between you two. Right. And then coming into this Raw Nationals, and you knew it was super tight. Like everybody was hyped up about this 63 kilo women. I had dudes at the gym. We're talking like super heavyweight men who were like, can't wait to see this battle of the 63s, right? Because it was that, it's that close. Right. Sometimes you have champions who come in here. I think Jen Milliken's she's pretty much going to run it. There's some divisions just it looks like you're going to just pretty much run it. This one was so neck and neck. I think of the 4 girls at the top, I think the 4th place girl, Natalie, I think she's like 498 Wilks, so close to 500. Literally looks like a world championship at your U.S. Raw Nationals. So leading into these Nationals, could you feel that hype? Could you feel like a little? How do you deal with that? Because like you're still only 2 years in the game.
So with me and my history, so remember that July meet I bombed out? I bombed out because I gave in to the hype. Because I knew that meet, I was like, okay, you have the great potential, you're strong, you know, you could really set a name for yourself in this meet. Even though it's a local meet, like the numbers you could put up could be big.
Yeah.
So I kind of gave into my own hype, really, at that point. So ever since then, you know, I try to just approach each meet like just another day. You know, so I try not to give into the hype. I was excited. I was excited for the viewers because I knew it was gonna be a good battle. Yeah. So I was excited for that. But I try not to give into the hype, and I just kind of just let it be. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen.
Do you watch like some of these other lifters' social media accounts to see what they're up to and what they're doing? Do you pay attention?
Oh yeah, I definitely keep track of everyone. Chris is pretty good about posting her stuff.
Yes, she is. Yeah.
Hers on the DL.
Yeah.
She really don't post too much. If she do, she don't show her weight, so you're like, what the hell was that? And then Jim Thompson trolled us all.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. I mean, I was shocked. That was such a good story how, I mean, she's in her early 40s anyway, somewhere in her 40s, took that was a crazy injury. Like, none of us understood. You know, we had Joey Flex on here for the preview show. I don't know how the hell Joey must have some kind of connections. He said, there's some talk that maybe there's something going on there. I'm like, what? I didn't hear that. Where'd he get this from? I don't know where the fuck Joey's got spies all over the place. He's got connections, but he said he thought something was going on there, right? Because there was not much, like obviously she didn't go to the Worlds, not very much posting coming from her, but she had a freaking huge injury. She thought she was done. Like it was real bad. And for a woman in her early 40s, I mean, when you're in your 20s, sometimes you bounce back like a Wolverine, you know what I mean? Like you bouncing back 2 weeks later and you're right back at it. When you're in your early 40s, recovery kind of slows down, so it's a pretty crazy, inspirational story even on that front. But yeah, walking in there, so looking at social media, sometimes you don't know. Some people trick you. And you got people like Kimberly Walford. When she was on here, she said she'll purposely take training videos from older and post them leading up to a meet, and then other videos from that meet, post them afterwards, so you don't really know what's going on, right?
No. Yeah, Jen Thompson, she definitely earned more of my respect after that meet, because literally, like, no one knew what she was going to do.
Yeah.
So in my head, being a rookie, naive, I'm like, okay, I just got to worry about Chris and Natalie, you know, we all neck and neck, whoever's going to miss their attempt, going to be out the game.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Just got to make my attempts. That should be good.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
That was my game plan. Make your attempts.
Yeah.
And you could be a national champion.
What's it? And then from there you go to the Worlds. Here's the thing. With you guys, because it's so deep in that 63 kilo class, any one of you guys could be a world champion if you make the world team.
Right.
You know, if you look at your guys' total, any one of you guys go forward, you could be the world champion. It's just, you got to get through that gate, and that freaking gate at the U.S. Nationals is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it always swings.
It definitely sucks to have to go past one of the best, or the best of all time.
She might be. She could literally be the GOAT. She could be the greatest IPF women's lifter, regardless of any weight class. Like, her resume is incredible. And I think this, like that story of the U.S. Nationals, her coming back injured at her age and winning whatever, like, probably pretty much cemented as, like, legendary. You know, that's like the perfect, that was a movie, that's a perfect movie ending. We'll see what happens, but she is 43. And you are, how old are you?
27.
27. So you, Dunsmore, she's 28. You guys are the future, unless somebody comes out of nowhere. Now there are people like you who come out of nowhere. You came in there within 2 years, which is crazy to advance like that. But like,
yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting. I don't even count Jen out in the next couple of years. Like I think she's building momentum. Yeah. Everyone's stronger. Like
isn't it crazy?
It's not gonna decline. Like it's only gonna get more fierce.
It's like looking at Jen. It's like, when is she gonna start slowing down, man? Or she could be like David Ricks and be 57 years old. And you
I don't think she's slowing down anytime soon. So we just gotta get better. That's all.
Yeah. It's pretty nuts. You just gotta basically outlift her. Yeah. What was her total that day? Do you know?
I think she had a record total. So maybe 170. I think she beat me by 15 kilos.
Wow, that's close.
Yeah. She just had to miss one bench attempt, and we would have been good.
Yeah, and look
she did. She missed one. But she still.
And you know what? When she missed that one, me and my girlfriend were like, oh, damn, I don't think she's going to, I think that's that. I think she'll move forward just one bench. She come back with more weight. We're like, I think that's a mistake.
It didn't look better than the first.
I know, yeah. I was like, I thought that was a mistake. Then when she hit that, I'm like, ah, shit. Well, then, well, that's that. That's, you know, it's that freaking bench that's really going to help. So, moving into the Arnold Classic, it's you and Dunsmore again. Jen's not in that one, is she? Do you know?
I don't think so. She may. I don't even know if she's doing it because last year she just did bench only. So she may be in the Grand Prix, which is on Sunday. Only like 4 lifters. I'm not sure if she's in the Pro American.
Yeah.
So maybe me and Chris. But the Arnold is fun because you get everyone across the weight classes going head to head.
Because it's based on Wilks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting. Because your guys' Wilks is like super tight, but you got her slightly because you're slightly less.
Yeah. So mine is 5'17" and hers is 5'10".
Oh shit! Wow, that's actually a pretty big jump just off body weight.
Right.
I think because we had her on. Did she say she was cutting weight? I can't remember. Were you on?
Yes. Yes.
Did she? Did you watch that show with Kristen? Oh no.
I haven't. I didn't watch it, but I know she cut. She cut she cut a bit.
Yeah. She's cutting weight for sure. So what are some of your goals for the Arnold then?
Just get better. I've learned not to make arbitrary number goals.
Yeah.
If I could add 5 pounds to each lift, that's 15 more pounds on my total. Yeah. That's one step closer. Yeah. And really, that's my only goal. And obviously, to compete to win.
Yeah, I mean,
the goal is to win it.
It's funny you said that because, like, it's true that you can get so wrapped up in certain goals, like numbers, and you have these like romanticized views of these numbers. Oh, I need this number, that number for these certain lifts, and then on that day, that's when you can end up getting into trouble because you're like, we have to go. We have to go for that squat that I want, when really you're just trying to build a total. And sometimes you get like off track with that. You can even start working backwards, pacing yourself in your training camp, being like, well, I have to hit this, that, and the other in training, otherwise I'm not pacing for those numbers. You try to force the issue, and that's how you get injured.
Well, you get a lot of people too who are romanticized to that one lift. Like everyone's good at one lift, and that's the one they want to just keep pushing and pushing. And it seems to take away so much from the other two because all your energy is going to one lift.
I mean, even look at Jen Thompson's a beast, but even she's got a decent squat dead. Like she can hang. You know what I mean? Like you can't just focus on one lift and hang your hat on that. That's for sure.
For example, at nationals, leading up to it, Matt asked me, he was like, "What do you think your top strength is? Right now?" And I was like, "On a good day, I can hit 485 deadlift. I was pretty confident in that. I was like, I can hit 485. But the day didn't bring that. 468,
Yeah.
I was been like, load on the bar, let's go.
Yeah. No, that was honestly those attempts were absolutely perfectly selected. I mean, you got whatever the day was, the day is, right? You can't change that. Whatever you have on that day, they got every ounce of you out of there. We had the Garys on here a couple weeks ago, and they're so good at their attempt selection and handling. They were talking about when they're on the world team, they have folders on people that are in your weight class if you're going against them.
Oh, CIA folders.
CIA type folders, man. It was scary. They know the percentages. Okay, they only land 25% of the third attempt of deadlift, so chances are they're not going to get the third deadlift. So you win it on they do. They know so much scouting, man. It's scary.
Confidence level definitely goes up 100% when they're handling me.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
I literally just lift.
Yeah.
Just lift. So whatever they put on the bar, I know I can lift it.
In terms of in terms of strength, you wanted bigger numbers, but in terms of handling, in terms of attempt selection, that was as bang on as you could get. Your third attempts, man, had my heart beating. You fought holy for those bench and the dead. It was holy shit.
Failure was not an option.
No, I believe you. You were fighting your life was on the line.
Done. The day was done. Any mistake, the day was done. It was no coming back. Failure was not an option. If I was in the gym doing those same lifts, I would have missed it. I would have gave up on it and just told my spotter to take it.
Yeah. But so when you grind like that too, was it hard to come back? Were you feeling fatigued by the time you got the deadlifts from all that fighting, or just
my erectors were tight after squats.
Yeah.
It didn't. bench didn't move how I wanted. I don't know if it was from the grind or just for the day. You know, and deadlifts obviously was harder than I expected as well. But I think it was just the day, just because we didn't lift at 8 o'clock. I was underweight, as always, and I still haven't figured that part out yet.
Do you do nutrition, like counting macros, stuff like that?
No, unfortunately not. Because my body weight is pretty good around a year. Like I said, I walk around 138, 140. At the highest, I was 142. So I don't have to do too much as far as, you know, staying in my weight class. But something happens the week of the meet that stress, and not even realizing, you know, it just...
Nerves, anxiety.
And then there's
I gotta like consciously make myself eat. And then he's like, well, you don't want to overeat because, like I said, I'm right at 138.
Would you ever think about coming in like 140, 142, and just cutting water? Is there a reason why you don't like cutting water? Have you ever tried it?
I can't do that. I'm just that would like stress me out.
It can be. It can be a little nerve-wracking. It depends on. Like, you wouldn't want to do it the very first time for a big meet, put it that way.
I'd rather just like step on the scale 10 times a day and check my weight and eat a cartwheel. That's what I do.
It is stressful doing the water cut. It is, because sometimes if you can get the water cut bang on, you're good, and you can actually be like, you know, when you're bigger, you're heavier, you're stronger, right? The flip side, if that cut goes wrong and you got to cut like way more water than you would have thought, that can do some crazy things to your body. Like, water makes the world go round. Randy knows we've had some cutting days where it is just, I got to cut 10 pounds of water the day of,
the morning
of, you're like, what's going on? It can, bad things can happen for sure.
Yeah, so typically my approach is to try to walk around heavy just to have that buffer. Like, I know I'm going to lose weight, so if I walk around a little heavier, you know, it doesn't affect me too much.
It helps a lot with the recoup too, how you feel the next day to go in. Like, if you're a little heavier, you're eating a little more, you feel a little better. Like, it just helps waking up the next day and going right back at it again.
100%. If you're cutting weight and trying to train, you don't bounce back nearly the same. That's for sure. Now, what does your training really look like? If we get into some training aspects, do you do like a lot of volume? How often do you squat, dead, bench a week?
So I lift 4 days a week.
Okay.
So typically it's every other day, and then obviously 2 days is back to back.
Okay.
I squat 3 or 4 days a week.
Oh, no shit. Almost every one of those days?
Bench 4 days a week, and currently right now I'm deadlifting 3 times a week.
Holy shit! So
it sounds crazier. It sounds crazier than what it actually is.
Okay.
So like one day, so take this week for example, I have my comp deadlift day. I ramp up to a top set. So I have 5 reps at a 6, 5 reps at a 7, 5 reps at an 8. I get that top set, and then I drop a percentage.
Okay.
2 by 5.
Okay.
So that's kind of the approach right now. And then like on a secondary deadlift day, I have banded sumo pulls, which is like an 8 by 1 at like 62%.
Okay.
So very quick, low volume.
Yeah.
Tech work. And then I'll have like chain deadlifts that I'll do conventional.
Okay, so you use bands, chains. Do you do block pulls as well?
I had them in my program at one point, but I did not like them. I don't like the pressure I feel in my lower back.
Yeah. You know, some people think it's easier, but for some reason it's freaking harder for me too.
It's not.
Yeah.
I suck at them.
It can be harder for some flipping reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the positioning and everything, but I don't like them either.
I don't like them. I'd rather just pull full range of motion and add some bands or chains. That's just personal preference. I don't like them.
What about, do you do stuff like, do you ever incorporate like front squats or high bar just for the sake of high bar, or switch up your squat variations?
So I do a lot of high bar. High bar is always in the program. It's like a secondary squat day. So rep scheme would be like 5 reps at a 7, 5 reps at an 8, 5 reps at a 9, drop a percentage, or sometimes a straight sets, depending on where we are in the program. But high bar is always in there just to give my elbows and shoulders, you know, some breathing room. Yeah.
And with bench press, do you do variations for that as well?
Yep, like so comp bench, touch and go bench. Right now I have banded bench, and I always have slingshot.
Oh, you do like the slingshot?
I do like the slingshot.
That's one thing I can't get into. I can't freaking, it feels so weird and so foreign to me.
I don't know, I think just having that weight in your hands kind of goes a long way.
Yeah, like I like that. That's why I use boards to get the weight in my hands, but it's something that it does with my, you know, it pulls in and kind of makes me bench differently. I guess it depends on how you bench though, but it's not for everybody. Do you use slingshot, Randy?
No. I do actually one of Jen's, the ones, the heavy holds. That's what, I like that one.
Yeah.
Hold the weight out over.
Jen Thompson does those heavy holds. You ever try that?
I haven't tried it.
It's
just, I find it really good on the shoulders. It takes a lot of strain off, and when you start dropping your percentages, the weight feels so much lighter coming in. Like you're way less nerve-wracking.
It's kind of like doing walkouts with squats.
Right.
So you walk out a certain weight, and when you walk out a little less and start squatting, it feels a lot lighter on your back.
Yeah.
Gets you ready for it for sure. So you do so train 4 days a week, and then do you cycle it leading up to a meet and start doing you know, like more singles, etc.?
Yeah, so actually just recently, me and my coach, we had a discussion, because he was like, I noticed you've been doing pretty good with the ramping, like ramping up to a top set and bringing it back down. You know, how do you like that versus a top single and more volume work? So typically the approach we did leading to nationals, I'll have a single at a 7 or an 8, depending on where we were in the training cycle, and then I'll drop between 20 and 24% and do like 5 sets of 6, 7 sets of 6, just a lot of volume work at like a sub-max weight. I was like, well, you know, let's try this out for squat and deadlifts, the ramping, and then for a bench, we'll keep the single and the sub-max. Because with bench, ramping up, I always overshoot my RPE. Just because it's like a very fine margin of error.
Yeah, that's always the case. Actually, Mike T was just saying that. We did Mike T earlier today, and he was saying the drop off for bench sometimes can be right off the bat. People are like, man, that looked like you had another 20 pounds in me. And he was saying, people, he has another 20 pounds. Now, I had maybe another 5. Trust me.
Right.
You could tell sometimes the drop off, especially when it comes down to like misgrooving and stuff like that with the bench press. It's so fragile.
So you that single, feel that weight in my hands for bench, and then drop it back down and get those reps in.
So you like singles and stuff? Do you think singles are gives you a taste of the weight?
I like singles, and like I said, leading up to nationals for like 8 weeks straight, we had top single, back off sets, and I like it because at every point in the weight, I know exactly where I'm at. Every week, I know I have an idea of where my strength is at.
Yeah, it helps you.
So you're in the gym for 3 hours.
Yeah.
For to work up to the single.
And that was actually going to be my next question. How long are those days? So it's around 3 hours?
Yeah, if I have like a top single, it's a workout easy. If you have a top single, which takes about 45 minutes to warm up for, and then you have an entire workout after.
Yeah. And it greatly impacts, like after you do that top single and you get amped up for it, it's tougher to keep going after that and hit all your volume and everything.
Yeah, I don't get hyped.
Oh,
so,
you don't hype yourself up for this?
No, so I don't have that emotional high and down.
Really? You don't, AC? I think that's good though, because I know if you hype yourself up, you end up pulling more weight, but the problem is it's going to impact you, right? Like your nervous system, and it skews the RPE. We're talking to Mike T, who actually like brought RPE into powerlifting training, and he was saying it skews. Okay, it's an RPE 8 if you just walk in there normal, but if you like walk in there like you got $1 million on the line, you could probably make something way heavier look like an RPE because you're going to fight through it so much, right? So
the downside, sometimes I think I'm under aroused. You know, I do feel like if I can get a little more stuff easier. But
well, like Randy was saying, the adrenal fatigues.
Adrenal fatigues, that's a real thing. Like people keep going and they keep going and saying RPE 7, RPE 8. And, you know, we watch everyone's videos. It's RPE 12. You know, and that's
even if you
and it's nonstop every day, every week. You know, like it's different when it's one time and you see it every day and they're like, oh, this is easy, and then. But
you can also do. Let's say you load up a weight. It could be for real. I can make a weight for real RPE 8. But I got so damn hyped. I paced around that gym and I was like, come on, let's go. And you smashed that. It was RPE 8, but what it did to your body was RPE 10. Because you took so much adrenaline, and you can't do that every day.
But I think it's a lot on the person how that RPE works, right? Like, that's why percentage really does work for some people and RPE works. If you can go ahead and not be wound up every time you walk into the gym, then it's different. But sometimes people need percentage to check the ego. Like it's easier just to go ahead and have numbers set. So do you get wound up when you do like in a competition though? Do you hype yourself up? No,
not at all.
Really?
So, and when I approach training, our approach competition, and that allows me to execute. Because if I get hyped up, I start rushing things. I just can't.
Yeah.
I'm doing things that I wouldn't normally do, changing my setup that I wouldn't normally change.
Yeah, that's true.
Staying calm collected. It allows me to execute. And ever since I changed that approach, I've been doing fine.
It's funny you say that because we've talked about that. You see lifters come out, and all of a sudden they change your setup, and you know, oh no, this is going to go wrong fast.
Never change it.
Like,
Never change it.
You're doing the same thing every day, and all of a sudden, as soon as you see them change something, you're like, oh shit.
So commentating for the IPF World Championships the last 2 years, and I see tons of sessions, and sometimes you'll see a lifter. Every time they come out, they have this, like, if people got rituals, right? Like Susan Hartwig Gary comes in before she deadlifts, does the jump, come on, like she's all whatever, right? And if ever you see a lifter come out for the third attempt and they don't, you're like, oh no. This is bad. You got to do your ritual every single time. You switch it up, you know there's doubt in your head. Something's going on. And we can't all be Screamer Manuels, all super duper hype either.
And I don't even watch people lift. Like, I don't want to watch you lift. I don't want to watch you make or miss attempts.
Really?
Like, yeah. I find a focus that's somewhere else, not even like watching the meet.
No kidding, okay.
So like, no clue what's going on, unless I can hear the crowd, you know, obviously the crowd and Gino, things like that. But I don't want to watch you, because I don't want to imitate what you're doing. Because you'll find yourself doing that.
Yeah. And also, that's true. And you know what, a lot of people say that. They say, I just throw it in my handler's hand, and they'll pick it. Do you sometimes, though, have that dialogue back and forth with the handler and say, look, let's go for this number? Or do you just totally be like, whatever you want to load the bar, I'll move?
I mean, I hired Matt and Susie. Whatever they want to put.
Yeah, fair enough.
And we're always on the same page. It's never come a point that they wanted to put something that I didn't, or vice versa. Like, we're always on the same page.
Yeah. Well, if USA Nationals is any indication, like, you got the best handlers for you. Because they picked that. They got every single squeeze and juice out of you that day for sure.
Because even the third attempt, Matt came up to me and was like, you know, what do you think you have in you right now? And I was like, whatever you guys want to put on the bar, just put on the bar. I'm going to lift it. I'm going to pull it. I'm going to try. He's like, no, like, what do you think you have in the tank? And I think I said maybe like 470 or something. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
You know? And the original attempt was 474. But I think whoever went before me missed it. Or I didn't need to go 474. So it dropped to 468.
Yeah. And this,
so thank God.
No shit. No shit. Well, it's true, like, you might want to have that conversation. I can see where you might ask, because he's thinking to himself, if pulling for the win's an option, let's just see you. But you also don't want to lay all the cards on the table to the lifter, because they're going to say, yeah, fuck it, pull for the win. But it might not be really in the cards, right? It might be a little bit of a stretch. So we'll see. So what
we had that conversation before Nationals as well. Like, all right, when shit hits the fan, what you want to do?
Yeah.
Like, do you want to pull for the win, or would you mind just settling for second, getting the world team alternate spot, and going from there?
Yeah, and that's true too. Because, like, you never know. Look at L.S. McLean, and, like, that just popped in my head because it's kind of like him. He doesn't get hyped for any of the lifts either.
Right.
But L.S. McLean was the 4th alternate for the IPF World Championships here.
Right.
4th. Okay, so in terms of likelihood of making the team, way the fuck unlikely. Okay.
Right.
4th alternate, the guy makes the team.
And wins.
It wins the IPF World Championships, and that's a wrap. If he doesn't do anything else from here on out, he was an IPF World Champion. You know what I mean? So, you sitting as the 1st alternate?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to get, you know, it's pretty unlikely that you wouldn't make a team, I would think, right? Has there ever, I wonder what the stats are. We could probably ask Matt.
I mean, it's close. It's in Canada, so it's not many people should have a problem traveling to Canada.
Yeah.
But be at least one person who can't.
Right? Yeah, that's right. Somebody's going to get a DUI or something.
one person traveling, I mean, someone's going on the DL list by then. Somebody's getting injured by that time.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people to go through to not get hurt.
Yeah. I mean, look at Jen didn't this year. Like, even world champions who, look at this, you could be a world champion. It's one thing if you show up and you aren't going to be a contender, you might be like, fuck it, you know, I'll think about training, or like if flights or whatever. But if you're like, a lot of the U.S. team anyways, they have such an opportunity to be a world champion, so you're going to push it. You're probably, if you got any chance of going, you're going to go. But staying fresh, I don't know if there's ever been, there's got to be almost every year people pull, at least 1 or 2 people got to pull out. You would think.
I'm sure, because Chelsea from USA, Salvit, she went last year. Even Susie went last year. I think she was an alternate as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
Look, if you make the world team, this will be a freaking battle and a half. Who else is in the 63 kilo women? Who's the current world champion? Because Jen didn't go. Do you know? Did you watch
I don't know her name, but she totaled like 1,019, and all of us total more than that.
Yeah. Oh shit.
So.
It's so crazy how competitive the U.S. Nationals is. It's a two-edged sword. Okay, so you're in the U.S., so it's super hard to get on a world team. Whereas if you were anywhere else, another nation in the world, you'd be on a world team. Okay, but
she's thought about moving. You see it?
But yes, you're checking. You're like, where can I move?
So
to?
what's Canada like anyway?
That's right. What's Canada like in the summer? How's Toronto? But there's a flip side. Okay, so it's super hard to make a world team, but everybody in the world watches the U.S. Raw Nationals. You're from the U.S. and you're good, everyone knows. Like, honestly, I don't know what the viewership is, what the numbers are, but it's like all of us. I'm checking my social media. Everybody's like talking about the U.S. Raw Nationals. So, I mean, it's a yin and a yang, right? If you're from a different nation, you could be that nation's national champion. No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
Right? No one knows who you are. Look, we're talking about the one girl who won the 63-kilo class. I might have even been the commentator. I don't remember her name. That's no slight to her, but I mean, when you're from the U.S., you just have the advantage of everybody sees you come through the Nationals, and then when they see you battling it out, it's almost like, oh, now they remember you. And then when you go on the world team and they see you in the IPF World Championships, everyone knows who you are, and they're looking at the Americans, right? So it's an advantage. It's a double-edged sword, but getting that far is hard as hell.
That's definitely the goal.
Yeah, to get to the IPF Worlds, and you sound like a scrapper. You probably, before all's said and done, you won a World Championships.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, at 27 years old, you're probably looking at peaking. Most girls peak around. I mean, damn, look at some of these girls. You got Marissa Inda, Liz Craven, Jen Thompson in the early 40s.
So that definitely gives confidence.
Yeah.
Like all the world champions, all of the best lifters in the U.S. are close to being master lifters.
Yeah.
Or most of them are masters lifters.
Kimberly Walford's
right.
born in 78. Like, damn near all of them. And it's weird. You wouldn't have... It's weird that you would think, like, yeah, like, women this day and age are just, like, peaking really late.
Right.
You know, so who knows?
But you know, you look at it, it could be just a sport and when they get into it, right? Because guys used to do that. Guys used to peak really late. Now it's in the earlier years of when they start. And I think you're going to start seeing a lot younger lifters peaking earlier too now in the female, right? Because
I don't know, because they've all been in the game for 10 plus years.
It's true. They've been in the game a long time. Like Kimberly Walford, Jen Thompson's been competing since the 90s, which is freaking crazy, man. Like, she's literally walking around a living legend when people see her. She's been competing as long as some of these girls have been alive. It's pretty nuts. Yeah.
Definitely have to respect the time.
In terms of the people that you look up to in the sport, who's probably the one person that you look up to the most?
I think, so my favorite lifters are always the lifters who have aggression. Like the aggression that I can't have. I just live through them.
Yeah.
Like,
so,
I can't get hyped because I'm fucking up.
Yeah.
But so I live through the people who can.
Yeah.
So I love watching Kimberly Walford. Like,
I was gonna say it's kind of Kimberly Walford then.
She's the best of all time.
Yeah.
Like she has the best squat in her weight class, top 1 or 2.
Yeah.
She has an awesome bench, and obviously she has the best deadlift.
Yeah, she's deadlift
now,
queen.
all 3 of her lifts are elite lifts.
Yeah.
You know, that's the true definition of a powerlifter. You know, across the board, you know, you are a great lifter.
And here's another thing. She's another one that people just keep waiting to start slipping a little bit. And she just doesn't slip, man. She's so consistent, though. Even not slipping, but, like, she doesn't get injured or she doesn't have a bad day. Like, it seems like she always wins.
Or at least she'll never hear about it.
At least she never hear. Yeah, but she always wins, though. Like, she doesn't have, like, when's the last time she's lost?
Never.
Has she ever lost? Like, it's crazy.
Grade 2?
Yeah, exactly, man. I feel like she can't lose. Like, it's pretty crazy. If ever there comes a day where she gets dethroned and everybody loses eventually, it'll be crazy to watch. It'll be like watching...
She's going to go crazy backstage. I feel sorry that day, but it's going to... Oh, God.
She's so... The thing is, she's so fierce when she's on the platform, but she's pretty chill, calm. Like, she's very humble in person. Like, she's easy to approach and, like, all smiles. But when she hits that platform, holy shit, man. Her and, like, Screamer Manuel and Lane Norton are, like, crazy. The crazy for sure. So...
I really like Jim Milton, because the very first time I watched her was at last year's Nationals, and I never knew of her before that. So when she came out for her first attempt, it was like a world record attempt. So I'm like, damn, she opened it up at a world record attempt. I'm like, shit. So she unwrapped it and she's like shaking.
Yeah.
Like shaking. I'm like, oh my God, this girl's about to like bomb her first attempt.
Yeah.
And that is Look at me. That's stupid. I'm like even though she was shaking, she went down and up, easy, and I was like, wow.
Yeah,
so like from that moment on, like it was like it doesn't matter how it feels on your back. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like
that shaking though sometimes is just being out in front of a crowd. Some people struggle with it. Just walking out there and doing it.
Other times it's like it's okay. The nervous system's working and it's amped up. Sometimes that's okay. Yeah. Like you might need.
Well, some people can use it. Some people you'll hit the ground.
Yeah, some people you'll go through your legs and hit the ground. Jen is one girl going into the World Championships because she came. We had her on the show. Now I'm trying to remember her background, but she kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, she was in another Fed, and then she came into the IPF, and it's like you said, nobody really knew who she was, and I completely agree with that. Because
she came out of nowhere and just like started lighting it up, man. She got like a 540 Wilks, and when she was going to the World Championships, I remember like not really knowing her and not really. I think it was Maria T that she's heading up, who's Canadian, right? So we in Canada, we're all super hyped, thinking Maria T's probably got this. She's gonna be our first open world-class world champion, and shit, man, Jen wasn't missing. You know, that's a big thing. Is she's going? She landed. I think did she go for 9 for 9. She said.
I'm pretty sure she went 9 for 9.
And she's super smart. Like she knows her craft.
Yeah.
You know, I respect that.
Yeah, that's the big thing when it comes to classes as tight as yours. You can't miss. That's the biggest thing. Is you can't miss. If you miss one, you're in big trouble. You know, and that's not to like. What do you think would happen if you were in like the Arnold's or like Worlds and you miss one? You just gotta gather yourself and come back, I guess, right?
You take that attempt and move forward.
Yeah. Would you go back up and weight again?
No.
That's it.
No.
Yeah.
Never.
That's one thing. That's one thing I saw at the U.S. Nationals. I don't even know if the girl might have even been in your weight class. Mr. Opener jumped up like 25 pounds. I was like, holy smokes, girl, you missed your opener. And then that was it. That was all she wrote. She bombed out. It's like you going up is a dicey proposition when you miss your opener. That's your insurance you get.
That would mind fuck me. Like I'll have to, just from my experience now, I'll have to retake it.
Yeah, yeah. I think the Garys said, and their expert handler said, they 9 times out of 10 will say retake it. Unless it was like a small technical error and it was nothing big. Like you just step back or whatever.
It had nothing to do with strength. It had something to do
with
just a fuck up.
The only problem is the first one you missed because it wasn't strength related. The second one you can miss because it was. And now you're in trouble. Right? It's like, I didn't miss the first one from strength related. That's cool. You missed the second one because it's strength related. So now you're in trouble. When all is said and done, I know your star is still rising, so it's kind of a weird question this early in the gate in your career, but when you look back and all is said and done, let's say 10, 15 years from now, how do you want to be remembered?
And so as a lifter, I want to be remembered as a great lifter. So you know you have those people like, man, they're strong, but like their technique sucks.
Yeah.
Like their technique is shit.
Yeah.
I want to be a technically proficient lifter and be the strongest lifter in the world. You know, I want both.
Yeah.
You know, also want to be an intelligent lifter. Like, man, she has great attempt selections. All she do is make her attempts. All she does is win. You know, I just want to be remembered as a great all-around lifter in every shape and form of the sport.
And do you also want to move into, in terms of like spreading out coaching and bringing other people up? Yeah, so
I also do coaching right now as well.
Yeah. And so do you want to actually give a plug? How do people reach you if they want to get some programming from you? SamStrong500.com. Easy enough. 500's for the Wilks, right?
That's right. And I came down before I had it. So
that's right. You knew it was coming.
499 Wilks. I'm like, all right, we got it. So now we have to get it.
That's right. It's not going to be, Sam, 499 point whatever. It's got to be 500.
You give me sponsors, coaches, anyone you want to give a shout out to while you're on here?
So my sponsor, Lyft, my original sponsor, they do everything for me. I couldn't ask for a better sponsor. Everything's always taken care of. I never have to figure out what I'm going to wear for the day because it's always something Lyft related.
Nice. Nice.
So you can go to liftbib.com, you know, and check out the supplements and apparel on there. And I just got picked up by SBD as well. That's exciting.
Nice. I'll save a little cash down in the future as well.
Yeah, right.
They got good stuff.
We got further stuff, so now I get it for free, so that's awesome.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay. Well, listen, thanks for taking the time coming on this show. Greatly appreciate it. Good luck for the Arnolds. And we'll keep in contact. Love to have you back.
Will do. Thank you, guys.
See you later.
Bye.
Want to do a little Cap here, sir. You're so quick to hop on.
Oh,
I'm sorry, we're still alive here, sir. You got someplace you gotta go. You got someplace you gotta go, sir.
Looking at your
phone. This fucking guy. I'm sorry, guys. Randy's. She didn't even get off the screen. Randy's deuces. Fucking car is running. Let's go, man. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's funny we had her, Kristen, in the same week. Like they're both 27, 28. They're so similar.
What was Kristen? Was Kristen an alternate on there too, right?
Kristen's an alternate, but she would need Sam also to pull out. And Sam doesn't look like she's pulling out her shit. You know, I think Kristen is she third alternate? It's got to be tight like that.
But she's going. But if she's, why would she need Sam to pull out?
Sam's ahead of her as an alternate. So
right, but I'm saying like it depends on how many people pull out, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. That's true.
Because I'm telling you what, that'd be something to see as the three of them going at it again in
dude.
Worlds.
Oh wait a second, wait. No, what Kristen did say was, I'm not sure they can have more than 2 lifters in one weight class. So they would need. This is what would have to happen. Jen needs to pull out, and someone else, and then both Sam and Kristen go head to head at Worlds. And Jen pulling out, fuck. It's a wicked comeback story if she does it, because Jen, you know, she came back from.
Well, see,
it'd be amazing if she could win that Worlds again.
Are they all going to Arnold's?
Well, Kristen and Sam are going to Arnold's.
So we'll get to see that battle either way.
Dude, it's just crazy. These guys have been for like a year and a half the exact same total. For a year and a half straight. 1 second, I'm going to post this. Yeah, it's crazy because these guys have been a year and a half, neck and neck, the exact same total. How often do you see that, man? Every time before they met, and then every time they meet, the exact same total.
Yeah.
So it's like this is a rivalry like you've never seen. If it takes on to the world stage, I mean
it's body weight, pound or two.
Yeah, well, maybe not even a pound or two. Yeah. Who knows? It could be half a pound, and then you win. That's when Kristen's like, shit, I gotta start cutting a little extra water, or what do I gotta do here, right? But it is what it is. Here's the big thing is, Sam being a deadlifter, she gets to have the last say. Because you have the bigger deadlift. So then you have the ability to be like, what do I need to pull? Did I weigh this a little lighter? I did? Okay, well I only have to pull this much. And that's where the Garys, for instance, are going to look at that and be like, hey man, you just got to pull only enough to equal her because you're slightly less weight. So in terms of that showdown, Kristen, like, as long as Sam's slightly less body weight and she's the bigger deadlifter, she's always going to have that ace up her sleeve.
But it's crazy. It's just so close.
Well, Kristen missed, I think it was a squat, she said, and I seen it too, but if she hit that, shit, man, Sam was at the edge. Like, it's tight. It's that tight. But like Sam said, she has more in the tank. It was just that's what she had at that day.
Well, she has that day, but I mean, it comes down to, it may come down to her being able to control that losing weight before the meets, right? Like, because I mean, you're feeling like a tank coming in, and all of a sudden you don't feel like a tank. That rattles you.
Yeah.
Like weights that fly don't fly.
Yeah. The thing, she seems pretty like together, man. She's got it in terms of just put the weight on the bar. I don't care what it is. I'll do my job. That's how you got to handle it. Because if you're paying too much attention and you start recognizing, oof, I should be manhandling that kind of weight. That felt too heavy. That's when it gets.
It's kind of funny. She says she doesn't get hyped before her meets because she seems kind of hyper as a person. Like
she
never stopped moving the whole time. Like
she's got.
So it's kind of surprising that she wouldn't be that person that's like just vibrating in the back room waiting.
You would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe she's naturally got that energy anyway, so she doesn't need to bring it up. You know. But everybody's different, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to get as hyped in the gym anyways. It's hard. Because it could be work to your advantage. I didn't even ask her if she takes pre-workout or whatever. Ask her about supplements.
Well, there's a fine line of not getting hyped up and then there's taking shit for granted and eating shit off the floor. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you come in there not getting too hyped up and then not...
You gotta take it seriously.
Yeah, not taking it seriously because you're not as amped up as you need to be. Like, it's a fine line, I think.
Yeah. I mean, you got a guy, the polar opposite would be like a Screamer Manuel or a Kimberly Walford. Kimberly Walford, she was talking about, she crushes it like that in the gym when she's hitting heavy. Like, you see her get amped up, screaming like she's about to get in scrap. Walking up there, not all the time.
Well, it's funny because I mean, you think about this. If you were to see these two people in public doing this, like they'd be picked up by the cops and thrown in a loony bin. You know what I mean? Like when they're coming out like that. Like it's if you were to see them, but I mean, it's just totally different atmosphere.
Yeah. It doesn't. If you're not like, I know some people make comments when they see people posting training videos and they're getting crazy hyped up for a lift and they're like, you know, you try to make a big show, blah, 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 but it's not just that. For real, when you get hyped up and adrenaline enters your body, adrenaline is real. It's like a pre-workout.
Yep.
You will get stronger. That's fact. I mean, that's science. It's fight or flight kicks in, you get stronger. So it's not just for a show. It's not just for YouTube. Not just to like look tough.
Oh
or
no,
whatever.
there's real stories behind it. There's been true stories of car accidents where people have lifted a car off of someone. Like there's different things of that whole fight or flight adrenaline.
Yeah,
like,
true story. Okay, let me tell you a true story. Tommy Connell, probably already told you, but for the viewers, he was the U.S. national coach for Olympic weightlifting. Won like a bunch of world championships. He's the man. Okay, he's a living legend. On his wall in his office, it's Sports Illustrated says, no, I think it's Time Magazine says, incredible strength is the headline. And there's a woman on the cover. She's not a weightlifter. It's a fucking mother who lifted a car because a kid was underneath it. And that's the fight or flight adrenaline. It's real. People say when you hit the platform, you should yell, yes, yeah. Just to get the fire, get the heart pumping, and the weight's going to seem a little easier. The big thing is, though, if you start getting amped up, mind your P's and Q's about technique, because that's when you're going to make mistakes.
Oh, exactly what she said. Also,
that's
you
what
can
she said.
do something there. And I mean, she's relatively still a new lifter, too. So, I mean, that experience of 10 years, 15 years, 20 years of doing the same thing, I mean, she's still finding some... Some of her points are there.
2, 3, 4 years, you start finding new little caveats.
You're still fine-tuning a lot of things.
Which is exciting as shit because she's already...
Might be a foot one way, you know, just little things. But
little things, but they add up. I'm going to move my fingers a little out on my squat.
Some of those people like Screamer and Commode and Holler and Scream because he's been doing it so long. He's gonna step into the same position for no matter what the hell he does.
Screamer's been doing it for, I think he was saying, like over 10 years. He's over a 10-year vet. So it's almost like it's muscle memory for him.
Routine.
Yeah, it's routine, man.
He's coming into it no matter what doing this.
That's why Screamer's taking a break from this. And he's doing MMA. Did you know that?
Yeah, I seen the BJJ.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. And he wants to do an MMA fight, professional MMA fight, which is pretty sick. I'll cheer for him. He's got that intensity, man. It's gonna be pretty.
Well, the person on the other side, when he walks into it and starts screaming, I mean, they're gonna shit their pants right there, and they may just tap against the thing and say, "This guy's gonna bite my ear off" or some shit.
Dude's coming in there like Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
So this week we already did. Frick, man, we had a hell of a week. Did 3 shows in 1 week, and we'll be dropping these bad boys on our YouTube. Go to the YouTube, subscribe. All of these on here, man. We got like Mike. We got all the who's who of powerlifting. The knowledge we got from Mike T on that show. If you guys missed the Mike T show, you got to go to the YouTube. You got to subscribe because Mike T is dropping huge knowledge in terms of programming. You guys if you want to either program for yourself or you are a coach, fuck man, we had 2 hours of Mike T breaking down how to do proper programming. It was amazing, man.
And for some people who don't know, he's the guy that basically created RPE.
Yeah, if you don't know, so RPE came from endurance athletes, okay, and they were doing RPE because endurance athletes, the biggest thing is overtraining and fatiguing the central nervous system, and obviously you're running, so you got to run or cycle, like you got to push that limit. So they came up with the RPE, and then Mike T doing his research was like, how do I incorporate this into powerlifting? Game changer. This cat changed the game. You know, he doesn't get enough credit. So he wrote a book. You know, he went through the hurdles. You know, the people who are all percentage based went through all that slack, started changing the game now, and he's talking about like what to use for assistance, what to use in terms of volume, and just going into it. Amazing show. So we'll pop that on the YouTube and this one as well, obviously. And we have let us know because we're thinking about getting some Olympic lifters and some more strongmen on here. And if you guys want to see somebody on here, let us know. And Brett Gibbs, stop dodging us, man. Yeah. Okay? Stop dodging me, homie.
We're picking up the phone. You ain't calling.
That's right. You say you're calling. I checked my identical. You haven't called, man. We message like all the time. Just, yeah, let's do it. But it just never comes to pass. We got to get Brett. You watching this, man? You come on the show, man. Stop being that hot girl playing hard to get. You know what I'm saying? Making me chase you. It just makes me want it more, though. It's working, right? It just makes me want it more.
He's building height.
He's building the height. He's a salesman. Anyways, man, we're good. I know you got to get out of here. Your car's running.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks. Peace.